My name is Jamie Clarke, I'm 28 years old and I'm a professional snooker player.
Jamie, thank you so much for welcoming me into your home in Clarke. First of all, how are you?
I'm good, yeah. I think we're in August now and played in the World Championship in April and I took May and June off, got married on June the 15th. Incredible day. We had the weather, all family and friends, everything were around, and it was just the perfect day.
Brilliant. So we're going to talk to you today not just about snooker, but about sort of changes that you've made since the last time we spoke to you. You look really good. You're in good shape. You've made some. I think you mentioned to me earlier you've lost 2 stone.
Yeah.
Correct. So what sort of changes have you made in your life to positively impact that?
Yeah, it was in December last year, and I played in the UK Championship and I qualified, and we'd done the BBC shoots and we'd done the things for the TV and everything, and then I played Mark Williams on TV and I won, and I watched it back. I watched a bit of the match back, and I couldn't keep. I was playing well, but lifestyle-wise, I couldn't keep doing that. So even though I'm a professional snooker player, I don't feel I got a lot of discipline. Like in general, I'm quite relaxed, I'm quite laid back, and a little bit here and there. So I made the decision to hire a personal trainer, and he's been great with me, and sort of just not being patient, and just because I've never really been into my exercise, and now 8 months later I'm running nearly every day, I'm training as much as I can, and yeah, I've lost 2.5 stone. My diet's pretty good now, and just a little bit of a change of life. Getting married, nothing's really changed, but it does have a little impact on yourself mentally, because things do change as you get older. Going into next season, especially if I go deep in tournaments, that would be interesting, because if I can win a couple of matches, not feel so tired, not feel so drained, and instead of relaxing, I can go for a run and maybe energise myself rather than anything else. Nobody told me to lose weight, nobody pressured me, nothing like that. It was just my own personal choice, just to, in general in life, just for my clothes to feel a bit better, just to do different things. If it does go into my snooker, great. But it'll definitely be interesting. Certain shots reaching over the table, or will it be? I haven't lost loads of weight, but I do feel a bit better. And if I am fitter and it does help my snooker, then perfect.
Going on to this season, what are your main targets and goals? Say we come back and do this next year. What do you want for Jamie Clarke to have achieved?
I think the big breakthrough with me was getting to the last 16 of the World Championship, and probably should have gone into the last 8, and then who knows, maybe I would have felt full of confidence. But I think from 3 years ago, proving to myself that I can compete on the tour, and I've beaten a lot of top players over the last 3-4 years, and I think my highest ranking was low 40s or late 30s or something, I can't remember. I don't really keep a lot of track of it, but as long as I'm playing well and winning matches, that sort of, I know I'm doing the right thing. But going into this season, I know I've sort of plateaued 50, 60 marks, so this year will be me more pushing for maybe the 32 mark, or going deep in tournaments. And because I'm fitter, I'll be practicing a lot more this season than I haven't done in previous seasons. I always played, but not a massive deal. I'm really going to put a lot into this season, and if I'm fit and I'm settled down with my wife and everything, happy back home, I've got a good private life and everything, so there's no reason why I can't do well this season, as long as I do the right things, keep training, practice hard, and if I can get around the 32 mark this season, and then move on to possibly next season as well.
What sort of changes would be implemented in your practice? Because it's been a pretty hot topic recently. Luca came out and said,
I think that's why I did it, to show that maybe practice is overrated,
What is Jamie Clarke's approach to that?
Oh, it fluctuates, because sometimes it's not. Well, I used to work for a living, and you go to work and you get your wage and you go home, and very A and B, and in a weird way sometimes a simpler life. But with snooker and professional sport at any level, there's no guarantees. And with snooker, it's not a physical game. If you're a boxer and you haven't boxed for 3 months or gone for a run for 3 months, you're going to lose in the ring. With snooker, it's all in the mind. So if your mind's relaxed and you're happy back home, that I have been for the last 3 or 4 years, it does implement itself onto the table, in my opinion. But I think this year I'll be practicing more just to see where I'm at, because I've always practiced, but not really hard until maybe 4 or 5 years ago. It was always, you know, like the same as everyone. It's from the age of 8 or 9 years old up until 20, it was 8 or 9 hours a day. But if I'd done that now, I think it would be to my detriment rather than, if that was true and it worked, I think everyone would do it. And I think you can get swallowed sometimes with a game, because the game is an A and B. And I think you're saying about Luca, I think he said he met his girlfriend a week or two before the World Championship, and obviously you need extreme talent, you need to be extremely good with that as well. It's not just the lack of practice, but you know, maybe, I don't know, maybe practice is overrated, but we'll see this season, because I'm going to put a lot of work in and I'm not going to leave any stone unturned this season.
Let's switch it up. Let's go to your hometown. Let's talk about Clarke. Let's talk about Wales as well.
God's country, yeah.
Because it seems to be a hotbed of snooker talent, especially, you know, in this country. But how much does being home and being around home mean to you, and how much does that help you in your snooker world?
To me, it's extremely important. You know, like my relationship with my wife back home is brilliant. I've got very close friends I can trust and I love, and I've got a great family base here as well. You know, Llanelli's a little town. When I'm going to these tournaments, it's all big cities, and which I don't mind, but I do get, especially when I got to the last 16 of the World Championship, I was away for 5 or 6 weeks. You know, not a lot of people know. There's a lot of hotels. There's a lot of you're away from home. It's a lot different. But being home to me does mean a lot, because it's just that homely feeling that a lot of us have with where we live and everything. So it does give me a boost when I come home. I still get, even when I come off the junction for Llanelli, it still gives me a lot of happiness. So yeah, it's very important to me.
So going into the campaign, first Neil Robertson coming up. Is it how you've proven to us before how well you can do in big moments under big pressure? Starting off this season, how are you going into to look at that game? I mean, playing such a big name like Robertson.
I think that, as I do with any other game, you know, the standard on the tours, everybody will tell you is the best it's ever been, and the strength and depth is something that I've, you know, never seen in my short years on the tour. And you know, if I was to play Robertson, it is a little bit different when you play in the top 4 or top 8, because you do get less chances. You are on TV. But I played on my debut with a Crucible, and I beat the world number 4, and he made 600s against me with Mark Allen. So, you know, sometimes obviously you can handle the pressure really well, sometimes you can't. Your game's got to be good enough, obviously, first of all, before you even think about competing. But yeah, I'll approach Neil a little bit differently. It won't be something dramatic, because I've done it before.
Absolutely. Well, Jamie, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for welcoming me into Llanelli, and best of luck for the season, my friend.
Thank you very much. Cheers.